Now, from Edison, County Clare, we got a letter from viewer Deirdre Ryan, who spends her days ensuring her clients look their very best. Deirdre, you're very, very welcome to the show.
Thank you, Danny.
Tell us about these clients that you make look very, very nice every day.
Yes, so I'm a dog groomer for about 20 years. I do a bit of pet dog training as well. So I spend my day, making dogs look glamorous and super cool, and I end up not looking the best as a result.
Now, have we just gone bananas here in Ireland when it comes to this type of stuff, with all these dogs being sent off almost on a weekly or monthly basis to get groomed?
It's definitely a growing trend. When I started off, I got a grant from the Clare Enterprise Board, and they were definitely questioning looks, really, who needs to groom a dog? Yeah. But definitely, as the years have gone on, a lot of the designer breeds have gotten more popular, and they have intensive dog needs. So luckily for me, the business has grown.
Yeah, because Deirdre, I think that your skills, like say, you have to have loads of skills. You have to be a hairdresser in one sense. You have to be able to a dog whisperer as well, if you like to keep them all calm. A cleaner, and there's many different
PR,
jobs. PR,
advertising, the whole lot. Yeah, there is a lot of things, especially when you're self-employed and you work on your own. But I have to say, I still love just the basic grooming of doing a makeover on a pet in a couple of hours and turn them into a beautiful dog going out the door. It's very rewarding.
A piece of art walks out the door.
I don't know what I call it, a piece of art, but anyway, the owners seem to keep coming back, so that's good.
And what about Stella and Natalie? Do they help you at all?
I'm trying to start to get that bit of work ethic with them, to do a bit of stuff, online for me and record keeping. But they love dogs. They love dogs. They say they want to be groomers, but I'm not sure.
No,
it would be lovely.
They leave mom do all the hard work.
Well, that's what most kids do, isn't it?
It certainly is, and they leave the dads do the work as well. Now, come here. Tell us about Stella and Natalie. These are two very special young ladies.
They'd like to think so, but yes, I had them as a single mother by choice. Mm-hmm. So I spent my 20s obviously building up my business, and I ran a rescue for a long time as well. And I had a few dates and a few small relationships, but nothing really solid. Okay. And I'm quite a positive person. I didn't want to have regrets. I couldn't see it in the future. I was so busy. Mm-hmm. So I decided to take the jump in and through a clinic, get donor sperm, and I was very lucky to get pregnant the first time and had the girls 9 months later.
Had you met anyone else who had been through this process?
No, I've met plenty since, and it's become a lot more accepted now as the years have gone by. At the early stages, I had a very supportive circle of friends and family, and they were all 100% supportive. But I kept it kind of private because, it was their story to tell, and I didn't want, people pointing at the school gates or whatever. Mm-hmm. But as they've gotten older, I've always told them the story. We've read the books. They know about their history. Mm-hmm. We've connected with some other siblings online. We've even gone to Denmark there in May to visit their homeland because the donor is from Denmark. Yeah. So they're very open about their story, and they're very accepting of it, I hope.
Because I suppose one says, Deirdre, if you hadn't been so straightforward and upfront about it, you'd be denying them certain parts of who they are.
Exactly. And, I won't say there wasn't a bit of guilt with choosing this journey. Of course there was, because you are denying them that special person in their life. Mm-hmm. My father and my brother are fantastic male role models and adore them, so it's great. So I don't feel personally that they have missed out. But, I wanted them to know that they can meet the donor when they're 18. They can find out, and the information you get these days is second to none on the donor. You get family history 3 generations back, which, you'd struggle to get in Ireland.
You certainly would.
Yeah.
Now, in the beginning, Deirdre, say, being Ireland, and we kind of liked a bit of cogger going, was there a bit of that in the background?
Absolutely, and I'd say my friends got it more than I did. There would be the odd 1 or 2 people would be like, all right, who's the father? This kind of thing.
The poor creator, she's left on her own type of stuff.
Yeah, there was a little bit of that. I was involved with sending a lot of dogs to the UK at the time, and they'd send a truck over to Wales, and then this time, close to my due date, the truck was nearly full, coming back with clothes from people in Wales for this poor Irish girl who rescues dogs, who was left knocked up. So I was a bit confused. Only years later I realised, because it was a choice I made, but because I wasn't blabbing about it to everyone, they just thought that poor little Irish girl now is after being left at the altar.
So that's 10 or 11 years ago. I'd imagine, say, people hearing this story today, people just wouldn't take any notice of it. It's the done thing. If you want to have children, there are a few ways of going about it.
Absolutely. There's a neighbour in our hometown that has done it. I have plenty of customers who have done it. Who's to say what's the right way to raise a child? But I think once you have love and you have support and you have the financial means and love love, absolutely the most important thing. We have 5 dogs, we have 2 cats, you know.
And you have a book on the way as well.
I do, yeah. It's actually my parenting journey has inspired my book, because there was a really good book called French Children Don't Throw Food, which I found fantastic when I was rearing my kids. So I did the doggy version of French Children. So it's called Train Dogs Don't Bite Children. So it'll be out next month, hopefully.
Deirdre, we're really looking forward to the book coming out. We're also looking forward to your transformation as well today, because as we said there, you throw your own dogs all day. The dogs are cleaning. You're getting dirtier as the dogs are getting cleaner.
Yeah.
So we have a very, very good team behind the scenes here. They've been working very, very hard. So we can't wait either.
Earlier on, we met Deirdre, who is a dog groomer, and she's a trainer as well from Ennis and County Clare. Now, she ensures that all her doggies look super, but she's neglected herself in the process. So today, we are helping her celebrate 20 years in business as well. Deirdre, I think it's fabulous what you do, because we love all beasties, don't we?
We do.
We certainly are. Mark Rogers is here now, so we're going to totally transform you.
Brilliant.
Now, I know your skin, you've had issues always with acne.
Yes, it never really disappeared after the teenage years, so I've struggled a bit my whole life.
Yeah. Your skin, I think, Mark, Deirdre's skin looks good. I think your skin looks
really good.
I think as we get older, it actually improves if you've had issues like acne in our youth.
It does, but it's something we're always conscious of.
I
If
guess.
you've ever had a problem with your skin, ever had blemishes, ever had acne, I think forevermore
You think
you have acne skin and you are concerned about hiding blemishes, or sometimes we have scarring, etc. on the skin that we want to conceal. So today we're talking about concealing and revealing.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And Mark is great at this, because it's not like the old-fashioned way. I don't know if you remember the old, I don't want to mention brands, but I remember a palette we used to all use in the 80s. And we were all covered. Things have changed now, so you're showing your best side.
Exactly. So we've actually popped a small amount of foundation on for Deirdre already, but what we're actually going to do is we're going to talk about the different types of concealers. So the first one I'm actually going to talk about is about complexion concealers. So there's 2 different types of concealers. There's a complexion concealer and there's a concealer for under your eyes.
Lovely.
A complexion concealer you'll see here is completely matte. So there is no shine, there's no brightness, there's nothing extra in this. It is a flat,
So
matte
this is trying
concealer.
to cover stuff you want to cover.
This is about full coverage. So you were talking about earlier how we used to have foundations that were super high coverage. This is the high coverage, but we're targeting where we're actually putting it.
I think that is what we're used to these days, is actually just covering what you need to cover. Like, I've totally gone down that road.
Yeah.
Even with my foundation, I wanted to be almost translucent, and just areas for me, like around
Skinny
the nose, the
foundation.
chin, that type of thing. You know what I mean, Deirdre?
Yes,
I think I think you age yourself up if you have too much thickness in your foundation and your concealer.
Do you know what? It just means it really highlights any fine lines, any wrinkles, any texture in the skin if we put too much on. So you can see I'm actually applying this just in areas where maybe there's just a little bit of discoloration, maybe there's a bit of redness in the skin. I'm just patting this on with my finger, and it's going to give that full coverage effect just in the areas that we need it. And as you can see, it's completely flat, it's completely matte. And I also love popping this in your bag when you're on a night out, because actually this is a perfect way to top up. Exactly.
Yeah.
You'd use this with a brush just to top up your foundation as you go, rather than have to bring a big clunky foundation
You're
with
right.
you.
Good
So for
idea.
complexion, it's about the matte, flat concealers that are going to conceal that redness. But then for under eye,
Oh, we all need under eye. Well, let me see, Deirdre. You're not bad.
you
under
do, you're
eyes.
good under eyes. And that's where you also really have to look. There's 2 different types of under eye concealers. One, as we say, is a skinny concealer for under eyes.
We just invented that. We call it skinny.
We're gonna have to patent that for the Today Show.
We should.
Skinny concealers are all about brightening, so that's what they're going to be all about. Whereas this is a more full coverage concealer, which if you have a lot of blues or reds, or as I like to say, if you've got kids under 3, you're probably going to need a little bit more coverage.
Piglet skin, I call it. Kind of almost pinky. Irish people are we're a little bit prone to that kind of piglet kind of look. I'm always have to de-piglet myself in the morning.
Oh, you and me both.
I certainly. Well, Mark knows this.
Look up for me, Deirdre. So you can see there's 2 areas that we want to pop an under eye concealer. One is right here in the inner corner, and then we want to pop a little bit just on the outer corner of the eye here. Now, years ago, we used to go all the way under. We used to put quite a lot of concealer under the eyes, but actually we're overloading the eye area with too much product.
But even in that V shape you've done, that'll still cover it.
Exactly.
What you need to cover.
And I think there's a misconception on, we call it a dark circle, but it's actually not a circle. It actually runs from in here right down into the cheek here.
Yes.
So actually
where the indent is.
Exactly. So what we want to do is we really want to use that concealer just in that inner corner we are patting. So remember, concealers are about coverage and about brightening. If you really start to blend this out, you lose the effectiveness of the actual product itself. Exactly. So you can see I'm literally just patting this in, and on the outer corner, so this is about concealing the darkness or getting rid of any discoloration here. And then on the outer corner, it's about lifting the outer corner of the eye. So you can see we're just using that almost as a highlighter just to literally lift the outer corner of the eye and bring a little bit of brightness.
Okay.
So that's our conceal.
Lovely.
But I have a rule, Maura.
Okay.
I have a rule because we're very hard on ourselves. We're always talking about the things that we need to conceal, the things that are wrong with our skin. So for everything that you conceal in your skin, you have to reveal something. You have
we need to do it quickly now because we're, as usual, going to run out of time.
Of course. So for the lovely Deirdre, she has amazing cheekbones. So we're going to enhance them by making sure that we pop on a gorgeous blush. So we're going to use a nice desert rose blush here. And we're also going to add some highlighter to it. So I just want everyone to start thinking about, instead of being so hard on ourselves and just thinking about the things we want to conceal or hide, we also need to think about what do we want to enhance. So for us today, we're going to enhance the cheekbones, and we're also going to be enhancing the lips a little bit later as well.
We look forward to that. Yeah, you're right, Mark. And I think for people at home as well, and Deirdre probably as well, is where to actually place the product is important.
Yes.
Because, you know, if you put too much highlighter in any area that you might have fine lines, you're just going to highlight your lines.
Exactly.
So you got to look at that.
Yeah.
Mark, thanks so much as always. And Deirdre, we'll see you a little bit later on. Pamela as well, Morrissey, and of course Irene O'Brien is going to be dressing you. So we're looking forward to your transformation. I can't believe I have to say that. Formation. The Ilex Centre will dress you a little later on as well. That is good stuff. You're very welcome back. Now I'm joined by Pamela Morrissey, who is going to make over the hair for our makeover candidate today, Deirdre. And earlier on, of course, Mark Rogers, we're talking about concealer and all that. So now we're going to talk about the hair. So
the hair is right, yeah. Deirdre is a dog groomer, so she knows the principles of hair. We're going to educate her on how to take care of it. But I do want to honour what you actually do during the day, and you don't want to have to do much with it. She needs to be able to tie it up. We have to honour all that. And you're not a girl that's going to be rushing back to the hairdressers every 6 to 8 weeks to get your roots done. So again, we've taken all that into account.
Okay, well, Deirdre's hair is very long, which she came to us earlier on. So it's really long. I mean, you obviously haven't cut it in ages.
No. Now, we took a little bit off.
Okay.
Just for colouring reasons, but we're going to take a little bit more off. So we'll unveil now the length that we've taken it to, which isn't far off the length that it was, but this is just for ourselves to make life easier when we're colouring it.
And have you coloured, so you've had your hair coloured a lot, so you always highlight it, do you?
No, it's kind of once a year job, to be honest. I get away with murder, yeah.
So you let it, because you let it kind of, we saw it there quite blonde, so it let it kind of grow out.
Yeah. And again, what we really wanted impact with is around the face. I want to see that pop of colour around Deirdre's face. But again, we must honour the fact that she's not a girl that goes to the hairdressers continuously. So we've left Stephen Mack in the salon, did Deirdre's colour, and what he's done is he's left a lovely layer of her own natural base on top. So he's highlighted and balayaged in around it.
I'm
so
just
we'll
looking at
with
that.
It,
yeah, and I like that because you've got more, because the thing is, as your hair grows out, and we are obviously, Pam, the hair is kind of blonder at the end. So as Stephen did there, he just wants to kind of keep the blonde around there so it'll blend a bit.
Exactly. So Deirdre's outside a lot with the dog, so her hair is going to get weathered. So it will weather really well. It'll be beachy after a while, you know, and the blonde will come through more and more. And she won't be running to the hairdressers to get it done all of the time. Now, just one little thing I want to touch on is, again, I want Deirdre to be able to keep the tone. Sometimes the hair can go, and if you look at the previous photograph of Deirdre, her hair had brassy tones in it, didn't it, Deirdre?
Yes, you can see that.
How you're going to keep that at bay is purple shampoo is the answer, Maura. But
that's for blonde hair.
For blonde hair, exactly. For blonde or brassy hair. And how you'll use a purple shampoo isn't the typical way. You won't use the whole lot together because you know you can get that stain of purple. You see people walking around.
A hue. They've got a hue.
And it dulls the beautiful blonde. So I usually mix it with my shampoo like this in a bowl. Just mix it around with your fingers and use that as your shampoo. Less is more to start off. So do a drop of purple shampoo, and the same principle applies with your conditioner. So you're going to put your conditioner into the palm of your hand as you would, and a drop of your purple conditioner. This is a lovely pearl tone. So go for the tone that suits you better.
That's a really good tip, Pam, because often people don't realise that, because I actually got a toner during COVID. Obviously, we were all kind of doing our own hair. Yeah. And I remember putting the whole toner in, or those conditioning toners, and my hair actually changed colour. So I didn't want that. I just wanted to brighten it up. So you can do that. These are kind of hacks at home.
So you could have just put a drop of that into your shampoo.
It's good to know that.
Just for a little bit of drama, what we're going to talk about here is the cut. And again, I love to do this to show you exactly where we're going to bring Deirdre's length to. Again, I want it to be tie-upable. I want it to be movable. So we're going to go the length that we're going to, Deirdre. I know we've discussed this with you, and it's probably scary, but the length that we're going to is onto the collarbone. When you're unsure,
really? Are you going to go that? Yeah.
When you're unsure of whether you want to be long or short, the collarbone is a lovely, safe place to be because it brings you into that lovely in-between area where you can look very bobby, but with a little bit of effort, it can look very beachy and soft as well.
It's a really good length as well. It's flattering. I have to say, Deirdre, if you don't mind, I didn't really think that long hair was doing anything for you.
Okay.
I thought it was nearly too long.
Do you know why, Maura? Because there was no cut in it.
Yeah.
Your attention was brought down with Deirdre. So with long hair, there has to be purpose. It has to have face shape. So if you do want to keep your hair, now again, this is not the way I cut hair.
Still wants, it's a great idea that you're going to still have it, that you can tie it. Already, oh my goodness, I can see that on camera already. That looks so nice.
Doesn't it? And that's without shape. And what you were talking about there, Maura, is all her energy was brought
like
down.
a really long
Exactly.
It's
we're
very
going to frame the face.
But I get it because when I'm off, I have to say myself that I find my hair more versatile, and it's probably that kind of length. I find my own hair more versatile when I can still pin it up because, you know, when I'm like not on air, I want to be able to be versatile and do
so
a ponytail.
To be able to wear your hair natural, yourself at home.
Are you cutting into it a bit?
Do you know what I'm going to do now? I'll always want to shape, no matter what, I'll always want to shape the face. Deirdre has lovely high cheekbones and I want to bring attention to those, right? So again, we're going to go just to show you where. Really, really gently. This is not a definite cut. It's just a little bit of a scraping and it's bringing a very discreet bit of attention to here. And you can see I'm not layering down through here then because I want that dramatic drop then here. And I'm going to jigsaw through here, put a lovely light layer running through the rest of it just so she has a bit of natural movement for when she needs to.
Well, I am excited.
So am I.
Very excited. Hair, makeup, and Irene O'Brien, of course, is going to dress you a little bit later on. Lovely selection of clothes from the ILAC Centre today. So we are very excited to see you at the end of the show today.
Look forward to it.
Very good, and thanks, Pam.
My pleasure.
Now let's go to go.
The Friday Makeover on Today, brought to you by the ILAC Centre.
You're very welcome back to the show. Now, our makeover candidate, Deirdre, has been putting her doggies first because, of course, she is a groomer and a trainer. And she's putting the dogs first for 20 years, but we're changing that today. We've already chatted to Mark Rogers and Pamela Morrissey, hair and makeup, and now stylist Irene O'Brien has dazzled herself into the studio. You're going to upstage Deirdre, Irene O'Brien, with a lovely dress on you.
I was just trying to distract from those eye bags you guys have been talking about earlier.
Listen, first of all, it's so fabulous to have you back.
It's great being
far
back.
too
I'm
long.
delighted. I'm delighted to be here.
Now, I love lots of the colours you've picked today. The ILAC Centre, of course, you've gone to. Can I start with a suit? Because you know what? There's nothing like a suit for a powerful woman, and I reckon Deirdre's a powerful woman. This suit really would work on a lot of people.
This is cool, isn't it? It's from River Island. I'm laughing and I'm loving that you're saying that because I think Deirdre thinks I'm twisted because we had lovely conversations and I'm saying, is there anything you wouldn't wear? And you know, and then when she said she hadn't worn a jumpsuit and she wouldn't really wear trousers and she wasn't into blazers, I went and searched jumpsuits and trousers and blazers, and I think she was like, oh my God, you're so mean. But it was because sometimes you're telling yourself a story for 20 years. It might be something you didn't like. So we're trying some different bits and pieces. And of course we have, you know, safer pieces. But all of it, I really wanted to look at colour. Like, this is a huge deal. 20 years in business is such a big deal. It was the colour of this that I just totally spoke to me.
This would really work. And you can see this gorgeous green, and you know, it's a wrap dress flattering the whole lot. Can we see Deirdre there, James, just for a second again? Because I just think while I'm holding this green, Irene, look at her with her colouring. Do you think green could be a really good option?
And that's why I went for this one, because she has these beautiful bright eyes as well. And obviously we were zooming first when we were talking to each other, and that's the first thing that struck me. And she's wearing kind of more muted stuff. She's obviously wearing dark stuff day to day for her work, naturally. But for something that's such a big occasion and to celebrate all these great milestones in her life, she wants to walk in and for people to go, wow, you know, and actually to feel wow. And I think that that's the thing. The clothes are telling us a story every time we put them on our body, and embracing that colour is really powerful.
You're right, totally right. And of course, a colour as well that we often talk about that really works well on Irish skin tones. Is this tell us why blue is so good on our skin tones?
It's just a really flattering one because so many of us have the light eyes as well, and then sometimes with the brighter colour, if you have the light eyes and the paler skin, it can kind of wash you out a little bit. So this one here, it's a deep bright. Do you know what I mean by that?
Understand.
And the reason I went for this one here, I know it looks kind of really oversized, but it was almost that kind of Sarah Jessica Parker look. You know when she
to wear something really oversized. And then the shoes I got from Cannes there, I'm going to lean down and show you these ones, just to show you, like, this is what you do. You're wearing something so comfortable, the knot detail is there, and then these shoes here, this is Jared and this is Cannes, both from Ilac, and this is the bling, and this is going around. These are obviously inspired by the catwalk, but, you know, so something really fun like that, you know. So, and also, if you're getting something that you feel like, okay, that's easy to wear, well, then look at the accessories and how you're going to kind of change them up with that there as well.
Great. Can I ask you about jumpsuits?
Yeah.
Can anyone wear a jumpsuit?
It depends on the jumpsuit. So the thing about jumpsuits is absolutely everyone can wear a jumpsuit, and that's why I love trying them on people, because again, people tell themselves that they can't for various reasons. The thing that you need to do is try it on, because, you know, you and I could be similar heights, but like my legs could stop.
I have a longer torso.
Exactly. So you have to try them on. This one is absolutely gorgeous, and it has great stretch in it. This is from Quiz, and it's the longer leg, and because this already exists, this belt, it's bringing the eye in. You have the V-neck going on, and then the looser sleeves, which are endlessly flattering as well. Again, pair of kind of gold sandals there from them as well, just underneath, and it's just looking great, you know. And it's the kind of thing that you're comfortable in, you'll wear a lot of the time as well. But again, makes a statement. I think jumpsuits make a statement. Like, let's talk about statement jumpsuits for a second.
Oh,
like
this is a jumpsuit. Oh,
yes, this is why I love it so much.
Not everyone would be brave enough to go full on this kind of colour, I think, Irene.
Exactly, but I wanted to bring something that was bold, because that's the thing. Like, I just have to go on when my first calls with Deirdre, and her personality just bounced
She's
out,
got a
you know?
big personality.
A brilliant personality. And I was thinking, that's what I'm thinking. Yes, of course, I'm thinking body shape and I'm thinking colouring, but
She's
I'm also
got a good
thinking,
balanced figure, I noticed.
She's a lovely figure. She's a really nice figure. And I'm always thinking, like, how are you going to tell the world who you are as well, you know? So this is a really fun one. And I know people might stay away because they're like, oh my God, there's so much going on. But when you realise it's a jumpsuit, it's very cool. You would just keep it, you know, with the kind of, like, these boots are amazing from River Island there as well.
Just take a look at the heels. I was trying these on backstage, and I thought they'd kill me because, you know, I'm a kind of a wuss when it comes to heels. But I have to say they weren't bad.
Yeah, because it has this balance there as well, you know. So
it's
really
a stiletto, but that
exactly,
balance.
But it has that bit there, so you're not doing the little waddle at the back as well. And also the sock boot, you know, I haven't met anyone they don't flatter, because they really just kind of stretch around your ankle instead of kind of cutting you off, which the leather sometimes, if it doesn't have give, or the patent like I have, you know, it doesn't necessarily do that. So like they're super cool as well. So this is very much a statement.
I've just noticed it's got shoulder pads. I think we should all be wearing shoulder pads, that we should kind of go back to kind of our mother's time.
100%.
What are the benefits of shoulder pads? Just for people watching who don't know.
It's balancing us out as well. And I think sometimes they got a bad rep because they were so big and people felt like that's what you were seeing kind of coming in.
Kind of back in the 80s.
Exactly, kind of in the 80s there as well. So, but no, they totally balance you out. They give you power, and it's also, they're so much smaller now as well, and it's giving that definition, because I don't know about you, but sometimes I put something on and it kind of slips down. I don't have very defined shoulders. So, like, let's be clever about the clothes we're choosing and think, how's that going to work for me, and how's that going to help my shape?
Add the bits to it if you need to.
Exactly. Adding the bits to it as well.
That's fabulous. Well, listen, I am so excited to see her, Deirdre, because we know the hair and makeup's going to be fab, and we know now that you've chosen such good looks that she can't go wrong. We look forward to seeing her at the end of the show. Thanks, Irene.
Thank you.
The Friday Makeover on Today, brought to you by the Ilac Centre.
Earlier on, we met Deirdre Ryan, all the way from Ennis, a dog groomer, and she was looking for a makeover, so we got our best makeover team together. Yeah, Pamela Morrissey from Sobe Brown, she took charge of the hair. The mighty Mark Rogers worked his magic on Deirdre's makeup, and Irene O'Brien worked along with the Ilac Centre in Dublin for a beautiful outfit.
And we're so excited to see Deirdre's transformation. So when she came to us earlier on, as we were saying there, she's a dog groomer and a trainer. So she really has to be practical in work. But you know what? Today, it is all different. Today, we're going to see her full on glam. So let's take a look at her now. Now, just in case, the reason she's got that kind of vague look on her face that she hasn't actually seen herself yet, you look stunning.
Thank you, Maura.
But you can't take my word for it, so I'm going to turn you around here. We've got our fabulous mirror. Are you ready? Because you work every day, you had your hair really long, just tied up the whole time, and you really don't wear much makeup, and you certainly wouldn't wear what you're wearing now.
No, definitely all loom. I'm very excited to see how it looks.
Okay, let us see the full-on transformation.
Oh my God. Oh, it's amazing.
What do you feel?
Oh my God, they did an amazing job.
Do you like the suit?
The shoes even feel more comfortable now. I can see the full effect.
Yeah, you know what? She was like myself, falling around in the shoes earlier. What do you think? Because I know you said to Irene O'Brien, I don't want to wear trouser suits and all this kind of stuff.
But she did. It fitted like a glove, and it was so comfortable.
The first thing I saw on that rail was that, and I said, you know what? I know this is going to look amazing. So
Everyone
what do
on the
you
team
feel? Go on, have
picked
one more look. Go on, one more look.
Oh, it's fantastic. I really, really love it. I look like a grown-up.
You look like a grown-up. Well, you know what? 20 years in business you're celebrating as a groomer and a trainer, so congratulations. This is fitting. You need to have a big party now to celebrate it.
Yeah.
But that's not all, because Dai is here.
Mom, we have Mom here as well. No, Mom, what do you think? How the captain too?
Oh my goodness! Is that our Deirdre?
Go over next to the
Dogcare.
Where are the overalls? We'll have to put on the spakely.
Put on the spakely to get it tighter.
Overall.
Go up close as well.
Oh, you're lovely.
All of
What do you think? I feel rocking high.
Rocking
Dude,
high.
I'll squish you over there now, because Dai has something to give you.
Yes, we've €200 for you to spend as well at the Alex Centre as well in Dublin.
Oh, fantastic.
Great.
Oh, that's an excuse for a weekend away.
An
Fantastic.
excuse for a celebration. We've caused more celebrations as well.
We do, it's
because
not
we want
yes.
to get the opinion of somebody very, very special. All the way in
Okay.
Australia is your sister Grania there. Hello, Grania.
No way. Look at that.
Hi, Grania.
Hi, guys. Hi, Rory. Hi, Feeny.
Grania, we'll get to who's with you in a second. What do you think, Grania?
Oh my God, absolutely stunning. I absolutely love it. She looks amazing.
Brilliant. Who's with you today, Grania?
My kids are here, Rory and Finn.
They're gorgeous.
Hi, guys.
It must be a while since you've seen them.
Oh, it's been too long. To hopefully get a trip in next year, but it's been far too long. Yeah, they're the same age as my girls, Rory.
that's
There's only a month
exciting.
between them.
Yeah, well, she has the outfit now for Australia, Grania. And the new look.
No excuse
And
now.
she's dressing to her standards.
Would Grania have
She says,
standards?
oh my God, yes.
We're seeing this whole sister thing going on here. Does Mom say those things?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah,
So
backhanded
Gron is
compliment
the
there.
glamour.
Standards in the family.
That is so
You
hilarious.
do all the hard work, Deirdre.
Thank you, Dahi.
Yeah, there you have it. I'm sure you work very hard,
official
Grania, as
now.
well.
Looks beautiful.
Oh, thanks for staying up,
We miss you
guys.
so much.
Do you want to say? Do the kids want to say hi to Granny?
Hi, Finn.
Hi, Granny.
Hi, Rory. Lovely to see you.
Yeah, send money, Granny. What did they say?
Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks, Brian.
Stay safe.
Bye, guys. Thanks. Oh, thank you, guys.
Do you know what? It's always lovely when you're happy and the family and
happy.
Mom is happy.
Most important.
I think Mom was very, very
Mom
happy.
is very, very
Yeah.
All
happy.
of our fault.
You'll be borrowing the suit, I'd say, Mom.
Well, that is really her, you know. It suits her character, I think.
That's what we thought.
Yeah,
We thought that too. A strong woman in a strong suit. That's what we
Sounds
love.
like Granny will be having a go too. When she comes
Yeah.
Thanks so much for being
Thank
with
you
us.
so much,
Nice to
guys.
see
Been a
you.
great sport.
Thank you. Great time. Thanks to all the team as well. They were
Yeah,
fantastic.
they were
Very,
brilliant
very
backstage.
nice.
All the guys.
Yeah,
Everybody was
Absolutely.
fantastic. Yeah.
Lovely.
Thanks, Maura.
Thank you, guys, and that's it for today. Thanks to all our guests as well today and during the week.
Yes, we are back on Monday, and we have Paul Galvin. You heard of Paul Galvin, a Kerry footballer? Yeah, he's on for a chat. I think he's a new book out as well. He's a very stylish
Mr.
guy.
Stylish.
Yeah, we'll see you, Dale Lewin. Slán go fóill.
Bye.